Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're taking an exhilarating journey into the skies as we unravel the secrets behind one of the most thrilling TV shows of the 1980s, Airwolf. Debuting in 1984, Airwolf thrilled audiences with jaw-dropping stunts, intense espionage, and its iconic helicopter. In this video, we'll explore 20 fascinating facts, behind-the-scenes stories, and trivia that make Airwolf a timeless classic. Buckle up as we soar into the action-packed world of Airwolf. 1. The year of the helicopter. If you were watching TV in January 1984, you might have noticed something soaring onto your screen: helicopters. That year marked an unprecedented boom in helicopter-centric action shows, as networks scrambled to capture the excitement sparked by the 1983 hit film Blue Thunder. The result? 3 crime-fighting series featuring high-tech choppers debuted almost simultaneously: Blue Thunder, Riptide, and Airwolf. Among these aerial adventures, Airwolf quickly rose to the top, becoming a standout favorite. While Blue Thunder brought over-the-top action and Riptide added humor to the mix, Airwolf struck a perfect balance. It combined sleek, futuristic technology with Cold War intrigue, intense action, and a darker, more serious tone. Fans were hooked by the sleek design of the titular helicopter, the gripping storylines, and the complex characters led by the brooding Stringfellow Hawk, played by Jan Michael Vincent. The competition wasn't easy. Blue Thunder and Riptide had their moments of charm. Blue Thunder featured thrilling action sequences inspired by the movie, while Riptide leaned into a lighthearted buddy dynamic, but neither could sustain their momentum, and both shows ended after just 1 season. Meanwhile, Airwolf soared for 4 seasons, cementing its place as the ultimate helicopter action series of the decade. The success of Airwolf wasn't just about flashy stunts or advanced aerial technology, it was about the stakes. The show tapped into the tension of the Cold War era, blending espionage with high-tech battles in a way that felt both thrilling and timely. Add in a hauntingly iconic theme song and jaw-dropping aerial cinematography, and Airwolf became a phenomenon that outlasted its rivals and left a lasting impression on 1980s pop culture. Second magnum, Pee-wee Connection. Before Airwolf dominated the skies of 1980s television, its creator, Don Belisario, was already exploring themes of aerial adventure and compelling characters. One of the earliest blueprints for Airwolf appeared in a 1982 episode of Magnum P.I. titled 2 Birds of a Feather. This standalone story introduced viewers to a Vietnam War veteran-turned-pilot who operated a small charter service, hinting at the mix of action, personal drama, and aviation-centric storytelling that would later define Airwolf. While 2 Birds of a Feather resonated with audiences, CBS wasn't ready to commit to a full-fledged series with this concept at the time. The character and storyline faded into the background until the success of the 1983 film Blue Thunder sparked a renewed interest in high-octane helicopter-focused entertainment. Networks raced to capitalize on the trend, and Belisario seized the moment to refine his idea, transforming it into something grander and more ambitious. Belisario reimagined the concept from the ground up, replacing the lighthearted tone of the Magnum P.I. episode with the darker, espionage-driven themes that would define Airwolf. He expanded the protagonist's backstory, creating Stringfellow Hawk, a reclusive and enigmatic pilot with a tragic past, whose military expertise and emotional depth gave the series its dramatic core. This shift wasn't just about adding grit. It was about tapping into the anxieties of the Cold War era. By combining high-tech espionage with human stories of loss and redemption, Belisario elevated Airwolf beyond a simple action series, crafting a show that felt timely and resonant. 3. Ernest Borgnine's ageless energy. When you think of Airwolf, it's impossible not to picture Ernest Borgnine as Dominic Santini, the affable and adventurous helicopter mechanic who provided both comic relief and emotional depth. At nearly 70 years old when the show debuted, Borgnine defied expectations, proving that age was no barrier to tackling an action-packed role with gusto. Borgnine, already a Hollywood legend thanks to his Oscar-winning performance in Marty, 1955, and memorable roles in The Dirty Dozen and From Here to Eternity, brought decades of experience to Airwolf. His portrayal of Santini was full of charm, wit, and warmth, making him an instant fan favorite. More than just a sidekick to Jan Michael Vincent's Stringfellow Hawk, Santini added a relatable and humanizing touch to the series. Whether he was cracking a joke, offering fatherly wisdom, or piloting the iconic helicopter, Borgnine's energy and presence elevated every scene he was in. What made Borgnine's performance even more remarkable was his real-life vigor. While many actors might shy away from physically demanding roles at his age, Borgnine embraced the challenges head-on. He was often seen enthusiastically climbing in and out of helicopters, delivering high-energy performances that matched those of his younger co-stars. Beyond Airwolf, Borgnine continued acting well into his 90s, appearing in films like The Poseidon Adventure and lending his voice to animated characters, including the lovable Mermaid Man in SpongeBob SquarePants. His ability to adapt and stay relevant across decades cemented his status as a Hollywood icon. Ernest Borgnine's contribution to Airwolf wasn't just about his acting chops, it was about the heart he brought to the show. Santini wasn't just a character, he was the emotional anchor of the series, a mentor and a moral compass. 4th, a shift in tone. One of the most fascinating transformations in the series' history is the tonal shift between its first and second seasons. In its first season, the show drew heavily from the real-world anxieties of the Cold War. Themes of mistrust, covert operations, and moral ambiguity created a gripping atmosphere. The protagonist often found themselves caught in the crossfire of political intrigue, navigating murky alliances and dangerous missions. This approach gave the series an edge, making it feel relevant and sophisticated. The scripts were layered, packed with double crosses, high-stakes diplomacy, and moments of intense psychological drama. For viewers who enjoyed spy thrillers like The Manchurian Candidate or Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Season 1 was a breath of fresh air in television storytelling. However, this complexity came at a cost. While critics praised the show's depth, some viewers found it too heavy or challenging to follow. Ratings were solid, but not the breakout success CBS hoped for. To broaden its appeal, CBS lightened Season 2's tone, replacing espionage with more accessible action-adventure plots. Instead of morally complex missions, episodes featured straightforward plots with clear heroes and villains. This new approach introduced more humor and heart, often focusing on the protagonist, helping ordinary people in extraordinary situations. The stakes felt less global and more personal, which made the stories easier to follow and more emotionally engaging for a family audience. For instance, instead of unraveling intricate conspiracies, the hero might save a small town from a corrupt businessman or rescue a kidnapped family member. These narratives were still exciting but lacked the intense darkness of Season 1. The tonal shift had a noticeable impact on the show's audience. Younger viewers and families who might have been alienated by the heavier themes of Season 1 found the lighter tone more accessible and entertaining. As a result, ratings saw a boost, and the series began to attract a more diverse demographic. For CBS, This was a win. The lighter tone made the show easier to market, with more opportunities for merchandise and cross-promotion. It also allowed for more episodic storytelling, making it easy for new viewers to jump in without needing to catch up on previous episodes. While the changes brought in new fans, they didn't sit well with series creator Donald Bellisario. Known for his love of intricate plots and morally complex characters, Bellisario felt the lighter tone diluted the show's essence. In interviews, he expressed disappointment with the direction, suggesting that the shift prioritized mass appeal over narrative depth. For Bellisario, the espionage-driven tone of Season 1 wasn't just a stylistic choice. It was a core part of what made the series unique. Losing that edge felt like a compromise, and while he acknowledged the success of the tonal shift, it was clear he missed the ambitious storytelling of the earlier episodes. 5. Jean Bruce Scott's arrival. When Airwolf debuted, its gritty espionage stories and intense action were front and center. However, by the time Season 2 rolled around, the show's creators recognized the need to broaden its appeal and add more depth to the cast. Enter Jean Bruce Scott as Caitlin O'Shaughnessy, a strong, capable pilot and former Texas Highway Patrol officer who brought a fresh dynamic to the series. Caitlin's arrival wasn't just about adding another character. It was about addressing a critical gap in Airwolf's storytelling. Up until then, the show had been heavily male-dominated, with Stringfellow Hawk, Jan Michael Vincent, and Dominic Santini, Ernest Borgnine, leading the charge. While their chemistry was compelling, Caitlin introduced a new perspective that made the series more inclusive and relatable to a broader audience. As Caitlin, Jean Bruce Scott portrayed a character who was resourceful, fearless, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. She wasn't just a sidekick or a token female presence. She was a vital member of the team. Whether she was piloting a helicopter, navigating dangerous missions, or providing emotional support to her comrades, Caitlin's presence added layers of camaraderie and complexity to the show. One of Caitlin's standout traits was her ability to hold her own in the high-stakes world of Airwolf. While Hawk and Santini often tackled the action head-on, Caitlin brought a different kind of strength. She was grounded, empathetic, and quick-thinking, qualities that balanced the intensity of her male counterparts. Her character also served as a bridge between the show's espionage-heavy plots and more relatable, human moments. Jean Bruce Scott's performance resonated with viewers, particularly women who saw in Caitlin a role model, a character who was both capable and multi-dimensional in an era when female action characters were often underdeveloped. Her arrival in Season 2 wasn't just a casting choice, it was a shift that helped Airwolf evolve into a more well-rounded and engaging series. Caitlin O'Shaughnessy's presence also helped expand Airwolf's family-friendly appeal. By softening some of the darker edges of Season 1, her character made the show more accessible to younger audiences and families, without sacrificing its action-packed roots. This balance contributed to the show's growing popularity and solidified her as an integral part of the Airwolf legacy. 6. Tragedy on set. The glamour of high-octane action sequences often masks the intense risks that come with creating them. In 1985, the cast and crew of the series were confronted with the devastating reality of those risks when a tragic accident claimed the life of stuntman Reed Rondell. At just 22 years old, Rondell's promising career was cut short in a helicopter crash during filming, leaving a permanent mark on the production and those who worked alongside him. Reed Rondell was already making waves in Hollywood as a gifted stunt performer. Despite his young age, he had gained a reputation for his professionalism, courage, and ability to bring dynamic energy to even the most dangerous stunts. Stunt work was in his blood. He was the son of legendary stuntman Ronnie Rondell, who had a storied career in the industry. Reed had followed in his father's footsteps, working on high-profile projects and quickly becoming a sought-after talent. His colleagues admired his work ethic and fearless approach to challenges, often describing him as someone who loved the thrill of his craft. To him, stunt work wasn't just a job, it was a calling. The accident occurred during the filming of an intense helicopter scene, which was meant to be a centerpiece of the episode. Reed was tasked with performing a complex aerial stunt, a high-stakes maneuver that required both precision and trust in the team coordinating the sequence. Details of the crash revealed that a mechanical failure caused the helicopter to lose control midair, resulting in a fiery collision. The crash left the set in shock and brought production to an immediate halt. Reed Rondell's untimely death was a stark reminder of the inherent dangers faced by stunt performers who push physical limits to bring cinematic magic to life. Reed's death cast a somber shadow over the entire production. The cast and crew, many of whom had worked closely with him, were devastated by the loss. Filming resumed only after the production team implemented stricter safety protocols, but the tragedy left a lasting emotional impact on everyone involved. The episode Reed had been working on was dedicated to his memory, a heartfelt tribute that acknowledged both his contribution to the series and the profound loss felt by his peers. The dedication served as a somber reminder of the risks that come with creating the high-energy action scenes audiences often take for granted. The tragedy sent ripples through the stunt community, where Reed was not only respected but also deeply loved. His death sparked discussions about safety standards on sets, particularly for stunts involving helicopters and other high-risk scenarios. Many in the industry advocated for stronger oversight and stricter protocols to prevent future accidents. Reed's father, Ronnie Rondell, became a vocal advocate for these changes. Drawing on his decades of experience, he worked with unions and production companies to push for reforms that would ensure greater safety for stunt performers. Reed's legacy thus extended beyond the screen, influencing a broader movement to protect those who dedicate their lives to bringing thrilling action to audiences. For the cast and crew, Reed Rondell wasn't just a colleague, he was a friend. His youthful enthusiasm and dedication had left a mark on everyone who worked with him. After his death, many spoke about the emotional challenges of returning to set, particularly for scenes that required similar stunts. The tragedy also brought the realities of stunt work into sharper focus for the actors. While they often relied on stunt performers to handle dangerous sequences, seeing the risks up close deepened their appreciation for the bravery and skill of the stunt community. Reed Rondell's story remains a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made by those behind the scenes. His death is one of the many untold stories that highlight the human cost of creating cinematic entertainment. While audiences marvel at thrilling action sequences, they often forget the physical and emotional toll they can take on those involved. The episode dedicated to Reed stands as a lasting tribute, ensuring that his contribution to the series and to the art of stunt work will never be forgotten. For fans and industry professionals alike, it's a moment to reflect on the courage and dedication of stunt performers who risk everything to bring stories to life. 7. The real Airwolf. To create the iconic look, the Bell 222 was outfitted with an array of high-tech props, including an extended nose cone, weapon pods, and a sleek black and silver paint job that made it look both elegant and menacing. On screen, Airwolf was capable of supersonic speeds, stealth mode, and enough firepower to take down an army. In reality, It remained a standard helicopter designed for corporate use and medical missions. The Bell 222, with its sleek, futuristic design, was the perfect choice. The production team worked tirelessly to enhance its aesthetic while ensuring it could still perform safely during complex aerial stunts. Every swoop and dive seen on the show was the result of skilled pilots and groundbreaking cinematography, creating the illusion that Airwolf was truly a machine ahead of its time. Despite its Hollywood fame, the real helicopter had a second life off-screen. After Airwolf ended, the Bell 222 returned to its original purpose, serving as an air ambulance in Germany. Tragically, this chapter of its story came to an end in 1992, when the helicopter crashed during a mission, killing all 3 people on board. The crash marked a somber conclusion for a helicopter that had once captured the imaginations of millions. For fans of Airwolf, the news was heartbreaking, as the aircraft had become more than just a prop. It was a character in its own right, symbolizing innovation, adventure, and a touch of nostalgia. 8. Airwolf versus Red Wolf. In the high-stakes world of Airwolf, aerial dominance wasn't just about cutting-edge technology, it was about the stories and rivalries that kept fans glued to their screens. One of the most memorable moments came in Season 3 with the introduction of Red Wolf, a rival helicopter designed to challenge Airwolf's supremacy. With its striking red underbelly and sinister origins, Red Wolf wasn't just another aircraft. It was a symbol of conflict, drama, and the relentless pursuit of power in the skies. Red Wolf was created as the next step in helicopter warfare, a prototype designed to surpass even the legendary Airwolf. This cutting-edge chopper boasted advanced weaponry, a sleek design, and a distinctive red underbelly that made it instantly recognizable. Its appearance wasn't just a nod to technological advancement, it was a deliberate move to create a visual and thematic contrast to Airwolf. But what made Red Wolf truly compelling wasn't its design, it was its story. In a daring twist, the helicopter was stolen by a rogue pilot, turning it from a mere machine into a deadly weapon in the hands of someone with nefarious intent. This narrative added layers of tension and set the stage for one of the most gripping aerial rivalries in the series. The stark contrast between Airwolf and Red Wolf wasn't accidental. Where Airwolf's sleek black design exuded sophistication and stealth, Red Wolf's bold red underbelly suggested aggression and danger. This visual dichotomy wasn't just about aesthetics. It reflected the clash of ideologies and motivations driving the 2 helicopters' respective pilots. The introduction of Red Wolf raised the stakes in Airwolf. No longer was the titular helicopter the unrivaled king of the skies. It now had a formidable opponent that could match it, move for move. This shift injected fresh energy into the series, challenging the heroes to push themselves and Airwolf to their limits. The rogue pilot behind Red Wolf wasn't just any antagonist. He was portrayed as a cunning, unpredictable character who had both the skills and the audacity to go head-to-head with Airwolf's crew. This made their battles not only physical, but also psychological, as each encounter tested their resolve and ingenuity. The scenes featuring Airwolf and Red Wolf in combat were some of the most visually stunning moments of the series. These high-octane sequences showcased the full range of both helicopters' capabilities, from aerial maneuvers to high-tech weaponry. One memorable showdown saw Airwolf and Red Wolf engaged in a cat-and-mouse chase through narrow canyons, with both helicopters executing daring stunts that left viewers on the edge of their seats. The combination of cutting-edge effects and masterful choreography turned these scenes into mini action films, highlighting the intense rivalry between the 2 machines. The addition of Red Wolf wasn't just a narrative decision, It was also a technical challenge for the production team. To bring Red Wolf to life, the team had to modify an existing helicopter, adding the striking red paint and equipping it with prop weaponry. The goal was to make Red Wolf visually distinct while maintaining a sense of realism. The production team succeeded in creating a helicopter that looked both futuristic and menacing, cementing its place as one of the most memorable aircraft in television history. For fans, Red Wolf became more than just a rival. It became a reminder of the high stakes and ever-present dangers in the world of Airwolf. Its presence elevated the series, introducing a new layer of drama and action that kept audiences captivated. 9. The iconic theme music, initially orchestral, Airwolf's theme evolved into a synthesizer-driven masterpiece, capturing the essence of the 1980s. This theme remains beloved, with a 42-track soundtrack released in 2014, thanks to dedicated fans and composer collaborations. 10. A controversial reboot. After CBS canceled Airwolf post-season 3, a reboot emerged on a new network with a lower budget and an entirely new cast. Centering on Hawk's brother St. John, the reboot failed to recapture the original's magic and was canceled after 24 episodes. 11. Guinness World Record. One of the most persistent rumors surrounding Airwolf is that the show once held a Guinness World Record for the most explosions in a single TV episode. The idea is captivating. A series known for its high-octane action and dramatic aerial battles, earning official recognition for its pyrotechnic prowess. However, as thrilling as this story may sound, it turns out to be nothing more than an urban legend. The rumor likely gained traction due to Airwolf's reputation for over-the-top action sequences. The series, which aired during the 1980s, was known for its cinematic approach to television, delivering edge-of-your-seat chases, aerial dogfights, and, of course, plenty of explosions. Episodes often featured helicopters dodging missiles, buildings erupting in flames, and fiery aerial battles, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. For fans, it wasn't hard to imagine that the sheer volume of explosions in some episodes could qualify for a world record. While no official documentation ties Airwolf to such a record, the rumor spread quickly among fans, especially as home video releases and online discussions reignited nostalgia for the series. The pyrotechnic work on Airwolf was a marvel in its own right. Special effects teams worked tirelessly to create realistic explosions that enhanced the show's dramatic impact without compromising safety. These sequences required careful planning, as they often involved close coordination between stunt performers, helicopter pilots, and effects crews. One of the reasons Airwolf felt so immersive was its use of practical effects. Unlike modern productions that rely heavily on CGI, Airwolf delivered real explosions, making every fiery moment feel authentic. This commitment to realism likely contributed to the perception that the series broke records with its high-octane visuals. 12th, Jan Michael Vincent's talent and struggles. Jan Michael Vincent, who played Stringfellow Hawk, was praised for his ability to memorize scripts quickly. However, his personal battles with addiction overshadowed his career, leading to health issues and legal troubles. Vincent passed away in 2019 at age 74, leaving a complex legacy. 13. Merchandising, magic. From die-cast replicas to graphic novels, Airwolf spawned a wide array of merchandise. Decades later, collectibles remain popular, with companies like Hot Wheels producing models that keep the Airwolf legacy alive. 14. Video game adaptations. Airwolf inspired several video games during its run, including titles for the ZX Spectrum and Commodore 64. These games offered fans a chance to pilot the legendary helicopter in pixelated form. 15. Belisario's Next Adventure. Frustrated by CBS's creative direction, Belisario left Airwolf after Season 2. He later created iconic series like Quantum Leap, showcasing his knack for blending action, drama, and innovation. 16. On-set chemistry. Despite the intense action, the cast shared a strong camaraderie off-screen. Ernest Borgnine's humor and warmth helped create a positive atmosphere, while Jan Michael Vincent's natural talent kept the performances dynamic and engaging. 17. Fan dedication. Decades after its final episode aired, Airwolf continues to inspire a fiercely loyal fan base. Enthusiasts worldwide have kept the show's legacy alive through dedicated online forums, social media groups, and even in-person conventions. They don't just reminisce, they actively contribute to the show's enduring appeal by building intricate models of the iconic helicopter, restoring vintage memorabilia, and creating fan-made documentaries that delve into the history and production of the series. Fan creativity doesn't stop there. From custom artwork and music remixes of the Unforgettable theme song to ambitious projects like life-sized Airwolf replicas, their passion knows no bounds. Some fans have even produced short films imagining new adventures for Stringfellow Hawk and his team, showcasing the deep connection they feel to the Airwolf universe. 18. Innovative filming techniques. To capture the stunning aerial sequences, the production team employed cutting-edge camera rigs and choreographed complex flight patterns. These techniques not only elevated the show's visual appeal, but also set new standards for action series. 19. Graphic novel revival. In 2015, Airwolf returned in graphic novel form with Airwolf, Airstrikes. This anthology updated the story for the modern era, bringing Stringfellow Hawk back into action while introducing new challenges and characters. 20. Enduring cultural impact. Decades after its finale, Airwolf continues to inspire a passionate fan base and influence modern action series. Its blend of technology, adventure, and compelling storytelling has left an enduring legacy. And that's a wrap. These 20 facts remind us why Airwolf remains a beloved classic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more nostalgic deep dives. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more thrilling retrospectives. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.